Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in the studio with a good cup of coffee for one more vocal analysis. And, well, guess what? Last week I went to the movies to watch Michael, and I'm really excited to listen to some Michael Jackson with you. I picked Beat It, and that's exactly what we're listening today. Of course, we're going for a live version. I just saw the thumbnail that who's doing the Van Halen solo is Slash. That's really exciting as well. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Skylash. I'm a singer-songwriter and voice teacher. As a singer-songwriter, I just released my latest single. It's called Canvas of My Soul. And if you are into rock, distorted guitars, high vocals, I'm pretty sure you like the song, and it would mean the world to me if you could give it a listen and give me your feedback on it. That's literally my dream, to make my songs connect with as much people as possible, and you can help me make that happen. As a voice teacher slash vocal coach, my work is based and focused on laryngeal biomechanics and physiology. That's pretty much what the muscles that we have inside our larynxes, what they do in order to achieve the sounds that we have in contemporary singing, and that will be also what will be guiding our analysis here on this video as well. If you want to become a singing student, check out the link in the description to get all of the info on my online singing program, Building Your Voice. In there we cover a range of different topics inside vocal technique. We talk about how to belt, how to sing low notes, how to be really expressive with your voice through soft sounds, how to map out a song in a way that you know which techniques to use for each part of the song. We have a complete module on vocal distortions. How to practice and apply vocal distortions in a way that will not hurt your voice, that is totally safe. We have a vocal exercise library with exercise for you to practice each of the techniques that we cover inside the course. We have a bonus module on music theory for singers. All of that and much more. If you want to know everything that we cover inside the program, click the link below and you get all of the info. Alright, now without further ado, let's listen to Michael Jackson, Beat It. The bells, man. Yeah. So, one thing that I can say already that's really important if you want to sing Michael Jackson: his breath will oftentimes be part of the singing as a percussion singing element. When he does, we have a lot of that. A lot of that. Ow! And of course the high notes there. Oh, there he is. So here, his vocal folds are in active tension, and let me tell you about that first. When it comes to physiology, our vocal folds and the muscle part of the vocal folds that we call vocalis muscles, they can be in active tension or passive tension. If they are passive, that means that we are sending air, sending subglottic pressure, and the muscles are relaxed. They're just letting the air go. When he does the oh, that's passive. Now, whenever we have more muscle contraction, and here again we are talking about the vocalis muscles, we have the vocal folds closing and resisting more against that air pressure. Hey, beat it! Here the vocal folds are in active tension. They are again resisting more against that air, and that creates that harder sound. And then some people might ask, Kyle, but his voice doesn't sound like super deep or dark. That's because of what he's doing at the vocal tract level, the way that he's shaping his filter. So the larynx is a bit higher, the palate is a bit lower, and not you can is not what you can. No, if you want to sing Michael Jackson, that's another really important thing. A lot of people say that, oh, the correct technique is to always have your larynx down. You won't be able to sing Michael Jackson like that. Larynx up, you can, and the soft palate even lowering a little bit. We want to reduce spaces, and of course, singing is a balance of pressure, so he is decreasing the air that he's sending as well. Whenever you want to increase the pressure here by narrowing structures, you also send less air, and that's the reason why he can sing like that without hurting his voice, or he could. You know what I mean. You wanna. This is a phaser voice. I love this vocal distortion here. But basically, it's a distortion that happens at the level of the vocal folds, what we call glottic vocal distortion. You know! And for the phaser, we also need some brightness, some nasality, and a higher larynx. It's like really common in hard rock. Think about the 80s and 90s. Sweet child of mine. Skid Row. Oh, sorry, Guns N' Roses, but also Skid Row. And Michael Jackson. Better do. He used to do a lot of that, a lot of phasers. And then, of course, also some passive vocal schemes. Better do what you can. Soft. Rich, so rich. That sigh/cry, some people call it, at the end, that's precisely a yodel. When you transition abruptly between active hey and passive hey, and whenever he's singing those innings and he's letting go while he keeps the sound, that's a yodel. Beautiful. In Vocal Anthropophysiology, which is a theoretical framework for my work as a voice teacher, that's a vocal scheme that we call warn voice. The voice that you would use to warn someone about something. Imagine that you need to call someone on the other side of the street. Hey, beat it! Basically, we have the vocal folds stretching more because you're talking about, for the warn voice, a range above the E4. Hey! And again, if you want to warn someone about something, if you want to use that sound, you won't be doing that low. You won't call someone on the other side of the street like, hey! No, they won't hear you. You need a sound that cuts through other sounds, that goes on top of other sounds as well. So it will typically be higher and stronger, sharper, and we do that by activating the vocal folds in higher ranges. So above the E4, and then we also have the muscles in the back of the larynx, the posterior muscles, embracing the vocal folds, firming the vocal folds so that we don't have breaks. Beat it! No, beat it! Everything is tight. That's precisely what a lot of people, myself included, would oftentimes call belting, singing with that strong, powerful tone up there. And that's what he's doing magically there. What a singer. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, he's also extremely skilled when it comes to... So when Michael Jackson died, I remember that at my school, that was like the big thing. Everybody was talking about Michael Jackson. Everybody was listening to Michael Jackson. It was a big event of the year. And then the school decided to put on a show in tribute to Michael Jackson because, again, all of the kids were talking about Michael Jackson, and I was one of the ones dancing, and that became like a huge thing from my childhood. I grew up in Brazil, right? So most of the kids were like playing soccer, and I was part of a group that was dancing Michael Jackson. And I was just like watching the DVDs over and over again, trying to mimic the movements, the dancing. I wasn't a singer at the time. I couldn't possibly imagine that I would learn how to sing and even like become a singing teacher. That thought would not cross my mind at the time. But I was into dancing. I would be dancing Michael Jackson. I can't do the moves anymore, but that was a big part of my life. So whenever I watch these performances, it is a significant memory for me. What a production, right? Gregorian voice. This is a Gregorian voice. Vocal folds are passive. We have some projection because, again, he's sending more air. He wants to be heard. Phaser. The first one clean with the warn. Beat it! And then phaser. Beat it! Beautiful. The glottal text. Fighter! Fighter! Okay, this is the part to point out here before someone says in the comment,
"Oh, you're a vocal coach and you didn't realize that he was overdubbing himself."
Yes, guys, when it comes to Michael Jackson, we know that some of the live performances that he did were not... The singing wasn't live. Because, well, we gotta keep in mind that Michael Jackson was not only a singer, he was an artist. The dancing was a big part of it. So some of the songs, some of the performances, the dancing was such a big part of it that he couldn't risk not having the singing to the level that was required for the song and not having the dancing to the level. Again, he set the bar really, really high, and he needed everything to be perfect because at the end of the day, you're an artist that big, you have a lot relying on your performances. Yes, we know that some of the performances, some of the songs, some parts of the songs were pre-recorded in a way that he wasn't, or if he wanted to, he didn't have to sing. The parts were already there, and sometimes that gets really clear because we have a lot of vocals overlapping. We still have the chorus of the song going, and then he's doing something else. It's hard to say what parts were him singing for real, what parts were not, because you gotta keep in mind that also in a performance like this, that becomes a DVD, becomes a promotional material in the artist's own YouTube channel. Oftentimes, most of the times, pretty much all the times, there will have some degree of correction. Some parts that contained mistakes will be corrected on studio later. So that's normal. When we analyze the voices here, when we analyze the techniques, it's not crucial to say that, okay, that's a phaser voice. That phaser voice is exactly what he's doing there. Because if we went to the studio before and he recorded that line with a phaser voice, or if he was on stage singing at that moment with a phaser voice, or if he did something and then he committed a mistake, but he went to the studio after to record that part again, and then he did a phaser voice, it doesn't change the fact that it was a phaser voice. And here we are all, I'm talking to singers as well. So we understand that these things happen, okay? I'm being really transparent with you, and it doesn't make any artist less, all right? So let's be clear about that. Okay, so let's keep going. Beautiful phaser. Great way to end the performance as well. Again. What a singer, guys. What a singer. Yeah, so like with the title of King of Pop, I would argue that songs like this put him like up there on the rock realm as well. This is pretty much a rock song. Oh, and I even see it on the screen. World Rock, Michael Jackson. Alright guys, that's our analysis for Beat It as sang live by Michael Jackson. Let me know in the comment section what you think of the song, what you think of this performance, and of course what you think of my analysis here as well. If you are curious about my own singing, sometimes you'll be listening to vocal coaches and wondering, okay, this person can talk about voice, but how they sound when they actually sing for real, then I invite you to check out my latest single, Canvas of My Soul. It would mean literally the world to me if you could give it a listen and let me know your thoughts on it. That's the whole reason why I put music out, why I record music, why I write music. I want people to connect with what I write, with what I sing, especially when I sing something that I wrote. So it would mean the world to me to hear your thoughts on my music. I'll leave a card up here and you can check it out. If you want to become my singing student, also check out the link in the description to get all of the information on my online singing course, Building Your Voice. All of these techniques that we discuss here will be also discussed and taught in depth there. We talk about all of the techniques. We have a vocal exercise library for you to exercise each of them, because I appreciate going in depth in theory and practice all these techniques. Inside the course, I have practices with my own students as well, male student and a female student, so that you have examples that are coming from other singers, not only myself. And I got really good feedback about that from other students, saying that it was easier to relate when they have other voices doing it, and voices that were not as experienced as myself, because of course you get a singing course from a singing teacher and you expect them to be doing all of the exercises nicely, but then when you have other singers doing it and committing mistakes and then I'm correcting the mistakes as we go, it's easier to relate. Sometimes those will be the same mistakes that you're having. So again, if you want to know more about the program and what we talked, what we discuss about inside the program, again, a range of different topics inside Vocal Technique, then click the link below and you get all of the info about building your voice. That's all for today. You enjoy your day, you enjoy your coffee, mine's over. And remember, if your concepts cannot be seen here in the real world, then they must change and not the world. See you in the next one.